Welcome to the Brain Alpha. Okay, let's dive into this and completely bust the myth that you need an expensive MBA or, years of grueling study just to start a successful business. If you've ever felt totally paralyzed by this idea that you just aren't qualified enough to be an entrepreneur, well, this explainer is going to completely change how you view your own potential.
You might be thinking that collecting endless online certificates, enrolling in these elite corporate boot camps, or taking on massive American student loan debt for a traditional MBA is literally the only way to become a legitimate entrepreneur. I mean, we're conditioned from childhood, right, to believe that years of formal, super expensive education are the mandatory gatekeepers to success. But what if that traditional path is actually holding you back?
Author Josh Kaufman actually points this out perfectly in his book, The Personal MBA. He shows that traditional, incredibly expensive business education is often just a massive waste of time and money for actual founders. Like, sure, an MBA might look fantastic on a resume if you want a cozy middle management job at a massive corporation. But for building something from scratch all by yourself, it's completely unnecessary. So the absolutely crucial point here is that paying for generic management certs or fancy degrees is often just a tax on the naive. It's where you're buying the feeling of safety rather than any real, tangible skills. You're literally paying thousands of dollars for the illusion of preparation. It's just a way to feel like you're doing business without actually having to face the real-world risk of putting a product out there.
And look, perfectionists fall into these fake work traps all the time. Why? Because reading books or tweaking logos is a really comfortable place to hide from the fear of actually selling. You might spend 3 weeks stressing over the exact shade of blue for your business cards, or buying 10 heavy textbooks before you even start. It feels productive, sure, but it's really just a clever disguise for procrastination.
In reality, true business is incredibly simple. Provide value and get paid for it. Honestly, someone flipping items on eBay or Facebook Marketplace is doing way more real business than someone who studies market theory for 3 years but never talks to a single customer. Getting out of the sandbox and actually interacting with real buyers, that is the true MBA.
All right, moving on to Section 1, the Iron Market Law. So, beginners are usually terrified of competition. They hunt for these empty blue oceans. But listen, an empty ocean usually means there are no fish. You actually want a market with a hungry crowd. Competition is not a red flag that you need to avoid. In fact, heavy competition is absolute proof that people are actively spending their hard-earned money to solve a specific problem in that exact space. To put it super simply, if you're opening a hamburger stand, you do not need world-class artisan bread or some top-secret sauce formulated by scientists. You literally just need to place your stand right in front of a starving, eager crowd. Find the hungry crowd first, offer them a reasonably good solution, and you are going to thrive.
And this brings us to Gall's Law. This proves that if you try to build a massive, complex business from day one, you are almost guaranteed to fail. It's a proven fact that a complex system that actually works is invariably found to have evolved from a very simple system that worked perfectly first.
Just think about Amazon for a second. Jeff Bezos didn't build this complex everything store with one-day drone delivery right out of the gate. No way. He started with a super simple system of just selling books out of a garage. It was only after that incredibly basic model worked that he added new categories and eventually evolved it into the giant it is today. You've got to start small and let the market guide your evolution.
Okay, Section 2, the 20-hour hack. Now, we have all heard Malcolm Gladwell's 10,000-hour rule, right? And it terrifies people into total paralysis. But here's the thing. That rule applies to world-class grandmasters, not practical business skills. If you want to be the absolute best concert violinist on the planet or an Olympic athlete, yeah, sure, you need 10,000 hours. But we're just trying to build a profitable business here, not win a gold medal in marketing theory.
So here is the shocking truth that Kaufman uncovered through his research. To get reasonably good at any practical skill, like good enough to actually run your business and see real results, it takes just 20 hours. That is literally it. 20 hours of focused, deliberate practice completely shatters the barrier between being a total beginner and a capable practitioner.
See, you do not need elite, top 1% mastery to build a website, launch an ad campaign, or market a product. You just need rapid, good enough execution to get your idea off the ground. The most successful modern entrepreneurs are basically learning hackers. They spend 20 hours getting the 60% of the skill they actually need, apply it immediately, and then boom, move right on to the next challenge.
All right, let's jump into Section 3, 4 rapid learning steps.
This framework is your ultimate roadmap out of analysis paralysis. It's 4 steps: deconstruct, self-correct, remove barriers, and commit. It's this highly logical progression designed specifically to defeat the frustration and self-doubt that usually causes us to quit on day 3. Let's look a little closer at exactly how to apply each one of these.
Step 1 is deconstruct. Instead of trying to learn marketing, which is honestly way too broad and overwhelming, break it down. Focus only on writing one single catchy headline. Or say you want to learn coding. Don't try to master a whole language. Focus entirely on learning the absolute minimum code required to build one simple, one-page website. You need to shrink the target until it's literally impossible to miss. Step 2 is self-correct. You've got to avoid tutorial hell by limiting yourself to maybe 3 books or just a handful of specific articles. You want just enough knowledge so you can recognize when you make a mistake while practicing. You do not want to get stuck in a loop of endless reading. Learn just enough to get your hands dirty so you can adjust your course as you inevitably stumble.
Step 3. Remove barriers. Design your environment for success by hiding distractions like your phone, or leaving your tools right in the middle of your living room so it's absolutely effortless to start. Let's be real, willpower is mostly a myth. If you have to spend 20 minutes setting up your workspace every single time you want to practice, you are never going to do it. Make your environment do the heavy lifting for you.
And finally, step 4 is commit. Make a hard pact with yourself to push through that painful, super frustrating beginner phase for a full 20 hours before you even consider quitting. Remember, it's an emotional game, not an intellectual one. You are going to feel incredibly clumsy at hour 2, but pre-committing ensures you survive that frustration barrier and actually make it to hour 20.
Just think about it. 45 minutes a day for a single month is all it takes to cross that 20-hour finish line and completely transform your life. In merely 30 days, you can go from being totally paralyzed by a lack of skills to actively running your own functional money-making project. The math is undeniably in your favor.
The only thing left is for you to make a choice. Stop hiding in the safety of endless preparation, pick your target skill, and start your 20 hours. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, and help us build the hype. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.